Another episode of the podcast. We had some glitches yesterday, so we're gonna remix it today with my OG, my sponsor, my main man, Derrick Brown, aka Cloud. But before we get started, we want to say thank you to the ESPN Barbershop at 5929 West Girard Avenue, right here on 60th Street, the center of it all. I mean, if you ain't been here, get here. It's a good fit, it's a good look. They do good work. So before we get started, man, let's delve into the let's pray, man. Let's pray, man, so we can let God intervene and take us on this journey. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So back again with my man Cloud, right? And man, we had some good footage yesterday. We had a great interview, man. But unfortunately, it was probably too much for y'all. So we probably gonna dumb it down a little bit and give y'all what y'all can handle today. Big bro, what's happening?
What's going on, baby? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm good. So let's get right to the meat and potatoes, man.
Hey, listen, man. First, I wanna give honor and glory to my God, man, for allowing me to see this day, man. Also, I want to thank you for having me come back to the No Matter What podcast, and also a shout out to ESPN Head Zone, man, and the proprietor owner Naeem Mike Monroe, man. Y'all guys mean a lot to me. Like I said yesterday, man, I came through, man, and we had a great interview, man, and we want to, like you said, remix it today. So I'm just starting from the beginning, man. Like I said, man, this is my neighborhood. This is where I grew up at. I lived on Frey Street. My grandfather lived on Wanamaker Street. Gerard Avenue is not foreign to me, man. I'm from 60th Street. I'm from 56th and Master. I was from the moon.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And coming up, man, I come from a good family background, man. I didn't want for nothing. I didn't need for nothing, man. I was a great athlete coming up. Like when we came up, we played all sports. Football, basketball, baseball, but basketball happened to be my best sport.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I excelled at it, man. Like I was telling you yesterday, my first basketball coach was Enoch.
Right.
You know what I mean? We played 10-12. Me, Mel Grant, Blood. Used to play against Group and Journey from Summer Street Projects, man. We played in the PAL League. We won a couple championships, man. And things just was like great. Our childhood was great. But outside of the playground, and I gotta talk about something I didn't talk about. It's Miss Little.
Yeah, Miss Little.
You know what I'm saying? Miss Little was like your mother away from home. Like at the playground, she knew when to send you home, when you wasn't supposed to be there. If you got any trouble at the playground, she would make you home, so you can't come back for a couple of days and stuff like, you know what I mean? So that was she was an integral part of our childhood, like Haddington Playground, Carroll's Park, Gerard Avenue, 60th Street, Master Street. You know what I mean? So coming up, man, like I said, I was a great athlete, man. You know what I mean? And what we did outside of our homes, man, it wasn't because we wasn't raised right. It's because the choices we made, right? If you grew up around here, man, like it was easy to get in trouble.
Absolutely.
It was easy to get in trouble, you know what I mean? If you grew up around here, man, and like we used to fight up in neighborhoods, man, you know what I mean? And like I told you yesterday, we ain't take many L's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not bragging or boasting, man, but like we ain't take many L's when we was coming up, man. Like we was to put that work in, man. You know what I mean? And as a result of that, man, you know what I mean? Like I said, I played high school. You know what I mean? I had to go leave Brook because I got in trouble, went over to Jersey, lived with my aunt, played basketball for Edgewood Regional High in Winslow Township, New Jersey, excelled over there, came back, graduated from Brook, you know what I mean? Started getting in some trouble, right? Didn't know whether I wanted to go to school, didn't know whether I wanted to be a street guy. Fortunately, man, like the streets caught hold of me, man, and I started doing some things that wasn't conducive to a positive life.
So let's pause right there. So like when you don't know what you want to do, right? If you ain't got a goal set, man, you easily gonna be like swayed, man, to go left, right?
You can easily be swayed. Like I said, in this neighborhood, man, there's a lot of positive stuff, but we had a lot of negative stuff going on too, man. Crime, gang war, hustling. You know what I mean? That's just the environment we grew up in. Fortunately, man, I met a guy named Mr. Bob Wright, God rest his soul, and he influenced me and talked to me to go on in college and not waste my talent. Steve Black, Pop, Mr. Black also was one of the guys that encouraged me to go to college, man. So I went to college and I excelled. I went to the University of Maine at Machias to play basketball for them. I had an opportunity at the college to play in Nova Scotia. One of my teammates was somebody I come up with too, Darryl Lloyd, China, Lewis Lloyd brother. You know what I mean? He was my teammate, my roommate when we played in Nova Scotia. We had a great team. We had a lot of guys on our team. Derrick Murphy used to play for the Globetrotters, was on our team, and we was a very talented team, you know what I'm saying? But I came home, Jay, you know what I mean? And I had a couple of dollars, nice amount of money, you know what I mean? We had a little Reebok contract, play all these sneakers and sweatsuit stuff, and I wanted to go around the way. And I should have listened. As a result of me going around the way, I didn't know that my cousin then was beefing with these dudes from another faction, man, about the hustling and drugs and territory. And as a result of me going around the way, right, I got shot 4 times. A lot of people think I got shot with a shotgun, but I got shot with a 45 and a 9mm, right? As a result of me getting shot with a 45 and 9mm, right, basketball went out the window, you know what I'm saying? It took me, I was in a wheelchair for 19 months, took me almost 2 years to know how to walk in. Went from a wheelchair walker, crutches to a cane. Through God's grace and mercy, now I just walk with a slight limp. You know what I'm saying? I'm in great physical shape right now, and I work out every day. But as a result of me getting shot, right? And I'm gonna segue into like the program that we are members of right now. Mm-hmm. As a result of me getting shot, right? Selling drugs, using drugs, getting high, ripping and running, doing all this stuff, man, that wasn't conducive to a positive life I embarked on. And in turn, what I'm in touch with now is I was angry what happened to me. Right. So I found the way. It was easy for me to get involved in the game. I had people in the game that loved and cared for me. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't know. They thought they was helping me by introducing me. Not introducing me, because I already knew about it, but they thought they was helping me by allowing me to do what they was doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we was getting money, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when I was by myself, I used to get high all night long, to self-medicate my feelings instead of getting some help for the trauma that I went through from getting shot, right? And telling somebody that I feel effed up, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel right, so I just would mask my feelings and think everybody think, oh, Cloud good, Cloud, all right, he this, he that. You know what I mean? But I was really hurt and tore up on the inside.
One of the things, right, that they don't really talk about, right, what they didn't talk about back then was the trauma.
The trauma.
They thought, oh, get up, you scraped your knee, you bumped your head, get up and keep going, right? But I'm talking about this is trauma when you get shot, man.
Yes. I'm
talking about you relived that, man. Yeah. And, I told you I got shot, right? Yeah. And sometimes I still be seeing the guy that shot me, right? But because of the program, right? And I even talked to you about it, man. Because of the program that we involved in, right? I can't act on some of my ideas, my old ideas, right? Because ain't nothing good gonna come from it.
It's ironic you said it. I was speaking to a guy. Matter of fact, you was in the car with me a couple weeks ago when the guy came out of the store and I said, hey, Shorty, what's talking about? And he was telling me one of the dudes that shot me is still around, right? But the other guys, we ain't gonna get into that, you know what I mean, right? But one of them guys that shot me is still around, right? And you know what I mean? I don't have I'm cool. My life okay, man. I ain't looking for no revenge. I ain't looking for no and somebody was like, what? No, I don't live like that no more, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a result of the program that we attend, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just go so I started getting high every day. You know what I mean? To the point where nothing ain't matter, get no money, hustling, tote no pole, none of it ain't matter, man. It was about getting high. I used to live and I lived to use, man. And at the end of the result was I was on my sister's porch, right, with nowhere to go, cold. You know what I'm saying? And I went away briefly and came back and did the same thing over again because I didn't surrender. You know what I mean? So my life was in a shambles. My life was in disarray as a result of drugs and alcohol, man. And I didn't think there was a way out.
Right.
Bang. The program.
Right.
I was sitting on the steps, man. This dude named Jim Baker came up to me, man. Asked me, did I want some help? And I told him, yeah. Right? Along with him and one of our close friends, our brother, right? Harold Hall Q, right? Who I can't leave out the equation, man, because he's a big part of what's going on with me now. He's a big part of my life. He's a big part through God having him in my life, not just as my friend, as my brother, helped me get my life back together, man.
Hey, Q, we love you, baby. We love you for all you do, for us, for the community. Man, people don't know how intricate you are behind the scenes, man, behind everything that I do, man. And so I love you. I love you for your support, man. I love you because you love me and don't ask nothing of me. Just to do better and be better.
And one thing about Q Harold, man, he gives good information, man, and he thinks with a logical mindset, man.
Yeah.
You know, with a logical mindset, and that helps me stay grounded, man. Because you know I can fly off the handle sometimes, man. You know, because we got something in common that we have done a lot of work on is our temper and our anger.
Absolutely.
You know, we have done a lot of work on that, man. So I just know I come like my sisters. You know me, my mother. Like I got tired of seeing my mother cry, and I thank God I got most of my life together before my mother passed away. God rest her beautiful soul. You know what I'm saying? My 3 sisters, man, my children, right? My nieces, my nephews, man, my cousins, man. They look at me in a different light. Like I ain't discouraged no more. Like,
ain't that something how when you used to have your head down when you come around the family, and now you hold your head up high in your esteem, and they hold you in an esteem. They keep you in a position like, yeah, that's my big brother, or you know, that's my brother, or you know what I mean. But my mother, one thing when you talk about your mother, right? And we talk about our mothers. One thing my mother never did, man. It's like she never gave up on me.
Never gave up on me. And then my sisters had to tell my mom, you gotta let them go for a minute, right, so you can get herself together. But you know, it's hard for a mother to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for a mother, like, let him go. She couldn't fathom, like, letting me go.
Right.
But thank God she had some other family members, right, to tell her, like, you gotta back up from him, right? That don't mean you don't love him. That he gotta try to find his way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did, through people loving on me. They never stopped loving me. But the way they did for me was different than enabling me like they used to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was a great thing for me when my family like kind of backed up a little bit, right? And I knew it was hard for them because you got sisters like I got sisters, man.
Absolutely.
And our sisters love us, man.
Yeah.
And I got tired of seeing the pain, the hurt, and despair in their eyes. I got tired of seeing them like all upset, man. So now today, right, ironically, right, when people see me and I tell them I'm in recovery, some people don't even believe me. They just believe that Kyler used to play ball. Kyler used to dunk on people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I tell people, man, like one of the things that I had to like embrace was the process of change. My thinking had to change, right? You know what I mean? My reality, right? I had to change my perception of reality and try to change reality, right? You know what I mean? I had to jump in with both feet into the program that we both belong to. And what's our program? We talked about yesterday. Our program is what? A program of hope. It's a promise of freedom and a message of hope, right?
That's right.
Right? It's a message of hope and a promise of freedom, right? And it's one promise, many gifts from the program we belong to, man. And I wouldn't change nothing in the world for the way I live right now. I am so grateful, man. And I'm grateful for you, right? I'm grateful for the times where we disagree, right? Because we could disagree, right? And be fussing at each other in 15 minutes. We sitting at the diner getting something to eat.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I love you. You my little brother. You know what I'm saying? And listen, like we locked in for life, man. That's a result of the neighborhood we come from, right? What we've been through together and apart, and what we going through right now. So I tell young people, man, like you can change, man. Like whatever your situation is, whatever your dilemma is, man, like you can change.
Yeah,
right?
But the ability to change means that you got to be able to take some suggestions. Because you can't graft a new idea.
You can't graft a new idea on a closed mind.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a powerful piece, man.
Yeah.
You know, people, you can't. Some stuff is so simple, but it's so profound that you can't really like overlook with that, man. Like you hear what that's saying, you can't if you don't open your mind up, right?